We are kicking off this week with a delicious meal prep that will satisfy you and meet those macro goals. I'm going to show you how to make some easy beef enchiladas with some spicy pico de gallo, and I'm going to show you in about 5 minutes. I start by browning 1 pound of lean ground beef, or lean deer in this case. We are a deer hunting and deer loving family, so that's what I'm going to use. But you need to use some lean meat here because, again, this is a low calorie meal. We are definitely trying to target those macros. Now, our processor accidentally added some beef fat to our deer meat, so I'm going to drain this on paper towels to get that excess grease off. So make sure you do this too if you're going to use beef. After getting all of the meat out of the pan and onto a paper towel lined plate, then I actually take some more paper towels and I just blot the top of the meat to get all of that oil and that grease off. Then I take some paper towels and I wipe out my cast iron skillet to make sure that I've removed all of the oil and grease from the skillet before returning the meat back in to season and cook. I'm going to be seasoning my meat with my own spices today because the prepackaged taco meat seasonings were actually higher in calories than me just seasoning my own. So I'm using some garlic powder, salt, pepper, cumin, and chili powder. I'm going to incorporate that into the meat really well, and then I'm going to add a cup of water. I'm going to let this meat simmer in that water and in those seasonings and spices until it is reduced, and then our meat is done. We have one more element to cook. Is the Spanish style rice. I used the Great Value brand because the macros on it were much better than any of the name brands, and that is the name of the game here, trying to keep it high protein and low calorie and somewhat lower carb. I set my rice aside and now it's time to work on my pico. So I like this little machine that I have. It's a little cutter or vegetable chopper. All I did was put 1/4 of a red or purple onion in there and half of a jalapeno with the seeds. Then I'm going to take 2 Roma tomatoes and I'm going to cut the ends off of the Roma tomatoes and then cut it into about 4 slices. Then I take 2 of those slices and cut them again. Now, traditionally, pico or pico de gallo has much smaller pieces of tomato. It's going to be about the same size as your red or purple onion and your jalapeno pepper. But tonight, I really just didn't care. I wanted to leave my tomatoes a little bit larger, but if you would like your tomatoes to be the size of all your other veggies, by all means, go ahead and cut them up some more. It's no big deal. Now that we have everything prepared, it's time to assemble. The first layer is going to be our refried beans, and I'm just going to smear that on the bottom so that it's flat. Then I'm going to add that Spanish style rice right on top of the beans. Then I'm going to add my cooked deer meat or beef, 1 tablespoon of that queso blanco, and then the enchilada sauce there. And then lastly, I'm going to do another sprinkling of cheese on top. And that is the easy enchilada dish. I'm just going to pop a lid on this, and then we're going to make the last 3, and then we're going to put our little cups of pico together. Now let's put our pico together. We're going to add our tomatoes to our little containers, and then we're going to add that red or purple onion and those chopped jalapeno peppers. On top of that, I'm going to add some fresh squeezed lime juice, and then after that, I'm going to add some fresh cilantro. That's it. It's going to be so delicious. I'm going to pop a lid on those and put them in the fridge. And now I'm going to show you how we're going to heat it up and serve. When it's time to eat, we're going to take it out of the fridge, pop it in the microwave for about 2 minutes, and when it comes out all hot and bubbly, we're going to add our fresh and spicy pico. Give it a really good mix, and then enjoy. Meet me here on the blog, Jessie's Food, Faith, and Family, every Sunday for more meal preps.